Alrighty, we are going to make a sheet of pasta dough. So, what I've made here under this bowl, wrapped in parchment, is egg pasta dough. So this is a 120 gram ball of pasta dough. And what I've done, I'll have to show you on another video someday, but this is one egg and 1 egg and 75 grams of flour, kneaded heavily to create this very smooth, velvety ball of pasta dough that we are going to roll out and cut into pasta. So, let's get to it. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna move over here. I've got my pasta and my stick and a little ramekin of flour. And over here, I've got my manual pasta roller that I duct tape to the countertop because the clamp doesn't accommodate, well, the counter doesn't accommodate the clamp attachment to keep it stationary, so the tape does a pretty good job of keeping this guy still while I roll. So we're gonna transform this ball into fettuccine or something similar. I don't exactly know what the width of the noodle is or what that would mean it to be, but I'll show you. I'm talking too much. Let's grab bench scraper here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna divide this guy into two pieces. We're gonna work with this one piece at a time. This other piece we're gonna keep under wraps so that it doesn't really dry out. All right, that'll do. All right, so for this guy, we're gonna dust it with some flour. We're gonna pat it into like a kind of a rough-ish square. And then we're gonna roll it out just to start it out. Okay, now we're gonna start out on the widest setting. So on this machine, it's number 7 for me. And we're gonna feed the pasta through and receive it on the other end, like that. Now, I've learned this, we're gonna do a lamination step where we're gonna fold the pasta sort of like a letter, roll it out, feed it once through again. Okay, now we incrementally narrow the roller width. And periodically checking to make sure that it's not sticky, because if this is too sticky, it'll get mashed up in the rollers, and that's the worst case scenario for this whole procedure. So making sure that it's not sticky to the touch. And we just continuously go down. Narrow. Another setting. All right, and last setting is, this is the most narrow, and this will be our final form. Feed the sheet through, receive it on the other end. And that is the completed sheet of dough. So you can see that you can see your fingers through the dough, which signifies that it's thin enough. So this is a completed sheet ready for rolling and cutting. So I don't know if you can see this, but it's translucent enough to where you can see the outline of your fingers through it. here. So this is done. Beautiful. Now we're gonna cut this. Just gonna grab the sheet, grab my little ramekin of flour, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna divide this in half, like so. We're gonna dust it in flour, just to make sure that the cylinder doesn't stick on itself once we roll it. Okay, now what we do is we just roll it like so. And now the fun part is we take our knife and in very decisive cuts, we slice it, and voila, we've got these beautiful noodles. So unfurl them one by one, like gravity, unravel them. And you've got ready to cook or ready to freeze noodles. Sometimes you need to tease it away, like so. Boom, boom, boom. Noodles, noodles. There it is. Fresh egg dough noodles. So what we're gonna do now is just dust the pile with flour to prevent sticking. Sticking is sort of your biggest threat to this whole procedure. You don't want anything to stick. Once things start sticking, you start to run into some issues. So a very light dusting of flour, just as a surface treatment, and boom, you've got a little nest of pasta. That's the completed product. Really, really fun to make. Beautiful stuff. We're gonna set that aside for now. And we're gonna do the same procedure to this other sheet. Dust it with flour. It's amazing what you can do with a single egg and a little bit of flour. By just manipulating it in this particular way, you can create this really amazing thing, which is why making egg pasta at home to me is so exciting, because everybody has flour and eggs presumably in their kitchen, right? So with just a little bit of manual labor and some know-how, you can create this really beautiful thing. So again, slicing, 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 and unfurling the noodles one by one. But it's all tactile, it's all feeling. It's a very manual, tactile process, which I find to be extremely satisfying. So boom, same thing, dust with some flour as you sort of tumble them around. Again. And there it is, another completed nest of noodles. All right, so set those aside. We don't have to really worry about covering these guys because I'm going to leave them uncovered in the fridge, probably for the day. Or what I'll do is I will freeze them and then bag them and then store them in the freezer for however long I want to do that until I'm ready to cook them. Ramekin of flour, need that guy. Stick, scraper. All right. Number 2, let's do it. Dust, dust, dust. do the letter fold. It's getting a little sticky, so we're gonna do a dusting of flour just to be safe here. I don't want it sticking to the rollers. Again, that would be your worst problem in this whole procedure. So flouring if you feel like it's getting a little sticky, and then proceeding. So, all right, here we go. The final roll. There it is. Pasta sheet number 2. Beautifully thin. You can see your fingers underneath it. Really beautiful thing. All right, so cut this guy in half. And let's bring it over. Dust the sheet with flour and slice it. Dust with flour. Boom, add it to the pile. The ongoing pile here. This will be enough for one portion, so 120 grams of dough is pretty much a good hearty portion for one person once you dress the noodle with whatever you're dressing it with. They don't have to look perfect. It's not coming out of a machine, which kind of makes this a little more homey. And then it's not totally uniform. It's not like a factory made noodle. And this was made exclusively by hand. Whoops, didn't flour these. Well, if you consider the roller a machine, which I guess it technically is, but it is the tool that allows you to roll out the sheet. But everything else, the kneading, the slicing, that is all done by hand. A little flour. There it is, the completed pile of noodles, 120 grams, which is a portion, I would say, a hearty portion. All right, I'm gonna take these noodles here and put them on this quarter sheet tray. Spread them out a little bit. These are gonna stay in the fridge uncovered because I intend on eating these for dinner probably. I'll make like a little sausage and broccoli type sauce situation. But yeah, spread them out sort of evenly here. As I would, instead of putting them all in one layer like this, I would make little nests, and then I would slide this, make the little nests, put them on this sheet tray, put the sheet tray in the freezer, and freeze the nests until they're totally solid, and then put these, the now frozen nests, in a plastic bag, and stash that in the freezer until you're ready to eat it. That is the best way to do it, especially if you're gonna make a big batch of pasta. That way, you can literally take a frozen nest, put it in the pot of boiling water, and you have pasta in like 120 seconds or so. But yeah, but for this, just a portion. We're gonna keep this in the fridge until I'm ready to cook them, probably for dinner tonight. I don't know, we'll see. that is that. That is pasta by me. I hope you enjoyed it.